Angus's cheeks are pink above the thick russet of his beard, either from the cold March wind or from his haste to give us news. "A boat," he says, "from the far shore." Not the short crossing, that narrow strait between us here on St. Surf's Isle and the sheltered shore by the river mouth. No, Angus means the long way across Loch Leven. It's not as if nobody ever comes over to the monks from that direction, but it's not something that happens every day, or even every week. "And yesterday was St. Patrick's Day," he says quickly, eager to make his point. It's a point that eludes us at first. We exchange looks, faces blank. "Remember?" He's got the wind behind him now, sure that for once he has the higher ground. He moves further into the room, his heavy tread filling the air with puffs of the incense smell of the holy grass, freshly spread only yesterday. "Enya said a holy day would bring danger for the king." Enya's face clears. "Malcolm," she says. "Remember? His men passed on the far side of the loch on their way north. I told you he was making for Scone to prevent your son being anointed king." Angus nods eagerly. "And I told you he was far too late. By more than half a year." I generally speak softly to Enya, but there are times when even the generosity of long friendship slips. "She did say he wouldn't succeed," Aoife reminds me. "Not then. Not the coronation," Enya continues, serene as she always is when she's convinced she knows a truth none of the rest of us has access to. "But it's not too late for Malcolm to end your son's rule. I said Lolach would lose his throne on a holy day." Like St. Patrick's Day, the unspoken words hanging heavy between us. I turn from her and wrap my Zibelline stole more closely around me. I step past Angus and through the door. Tears spring from my eye, forced by the bitter wind. It blows from the land where I grew up, where I sat on the throne alongside Macbeth for 17 years. I have not been back since the day of the battle that robbed me of the love of my life. This is the place where I have spent my sorrow. Today I expect nothing but more grief from that quarter. I stare out past the slender pines and the sharp marram grass to the choppy water of the loch. My eyes are not as sharp as they were, but the boat is drawing nearer against the wind, and I think I can make out 2 passengers huddled on the thwart, hunched shoulder to shoulder. I return to our haven and settle on the tall carved chair the monks made for my husband when he became king, in honour of the support and succour he had always given them. No matter that they had heard the reports that his path to the throne was dappled with blood, they judged him by the actions they saw for themselves. They were as much Macbeth's men as they were God's, and still they honour his memory. Aoife crosses to the rear of the room and moves the curtain of beaten deerskin aside. She beckons Enya to the window. "Come here. Tell me what you see." When she's wholly present, Enya uses her eyes in the same way the rest of us do. It's likely what saved her from being drowned a witch, that gift of being able to move between vision and reality. She leans into Aoife. "Aye. A cobble with 2 men not at the oars. Soldiers, I'd say. Heads bowed." She swivels round to face me. "Gruach, this will be a sad day." I've already made that reckoning. "Not Malcolm's men, then?" "He's still ignorant of your whereabouts." Never one to hold back, Angus says what we'd all like to believe. "Otherwise, he'd have stopped on his way north." Unspoken something like, "to deal with you." I may only be queen in name, but memories are long in these lands. Mine is still a name men would rally behind. Malcolm is shrewd enough to realise that, and to fear it. "Our king knows we're biding here," Aoife says, defiant. "He would not betray his mother."